Empty hearts and neon lights, they're playing with my mind. Gotta get out of here tonight. Oh, I wanna run off and fly. And I'll tell myself it's fine to be alone, just to find somewhere that finally feels like home. Oh, oh, oh. I hate all this overthinking. Oh, 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 oh. The more I swim, the more I'm sinking. Take me to a world of silver. No more heartbreaks, tears, painkillers. Take me somewhere unfamiliar. Bring me back to where we started out. Get me out of now, to where we started out. Get me out of now, to where we started out. La 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 la, oh, oh. Get me out of broken hearts and starting fights, turning truth to lies. Gotta get up, stop wasting time. Yeah, I wanna run off and fly. And I'll tell myself it's fine to be alone, just to find somewhere that finally feels like home. Oh, oh, oh. I hate all this overthinking. Oh, 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 oh. The more I swim, the more I'm sinking. Take me to a world of silver. No more heartbreaks, tears, painkillers. Take me somewhere unfamiliar. Bring me back to where we started out. Get me out of now, to where we started out. Get me out of now, to where we started out. Oh no, oh, empty hearts and neon lights, they're playing with my mind. Gotta get out of here tonight. Oh, I wanna run off and fly. And I'll tell myself it's fine to be alone, just to find somewhere that finally feels like home. Oh, oh, oh. I hate all this overthinking. Oh, 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 oh. The more I swim, the more I'm sinking. Take me to a world of silver. and starting fights, turning truth to lies. Gotta get up, stop wasting time. Yeah, I wanna run off and fly. And I'll tell myself it's fine to be alone, just to find somewhere that finally feels like home. Oh, oh, oh. I hate all this overthinking. Oh, 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 oh. The more I swim, the more I'm sinking. Take me to a world of silver. No more heartbreaks, tears, painkillers. Take me somewhere unfamiliar. Bring me back to where we started out. Get me out of now. To where we started out. Get me out of now. To where we started out. Oh no.
Boom. Hello. Oj, oj, oj. Hello, hello, hello. Wii music. Woohoo! I saw someone lost their phone. Maku? What the hell did you do? I was literally getting ready for stream and then I saw someone just scream. Oh my god. It's a mess here. It's a mess. It's just my empty bottle. It's almost a mess. We need to have some good vibes. I'm gonna put on perfume. We need good vibes. Perfume gives you good vibes. There we go. Hello, hello everybody. Hello. So, for people that wasn't here yesterday, I've been sick. I'm still sick. I'm better. Oh, sorry, I'm getting slammed on my best friend. So I'm good enough to stream, but I don't know how long I'll be able to stream. You know, like when does my ability to stream stop? So we will stream as long as I can, and then I'll leave. Simple as that. Yeah. But that's why I wasn't there yesterday. I'm assuming that our fellow YouTube fans also would like to know why I wasn't there. Or why a VOD didn't drop yesterday. That's why. Yeah, we're just gonna play some snow. I swear to God, we're never gonna get done if we don't do this. Like, we've been here for so long now, it's ridiculous. I think our screen is set. Yeah. It's set for Sims, so we need to fix it again. There. And then... wrong one. Why do I have so many? We can remove that one. That one is right. And then this one. There we go. Now that's correct. Here we go. Here we go. I've been collecting for a little bit. Snow. I do it like a lot off stream, especially when I'm like if I'm watching shows in the meantime. Like I finished Anne with an E like 2 days ago or something. I'm still quite heartbroken over it because I wish that they could have continued it. I felt like it needed kind of a continuation. You can see here. Here's where I've been setting up everything. So I put up a snow golem. So that we don't have to like leave and get snow because it was just so inefficient. I put a bed here. I brought my dog for once. And then I've done this. Hold on. So I've made like diamond shovels and I just, you know, spam them until they break. And then I've come with this. So we're gonna have to just use what we have. Kind of. But we kind of have a lot anyways, so. I think I even fixed one of the shovels. Yeah, good. We only really need one. We'll bring a little bit of dirt. Just in case, because I have a feeling I'll fuck something up. So we're gonna need some dirt. Is that how you do it? No. Crafting table? That's how we do it. Okay. There you go. Okay, so he's gonna stay there. Alright. I need to go and check a little bit how everything is looking. I haven't been playing Minecraft for a while, to be honest. I've been very into Sims at the moment. Also, I don't know if it's a base game update. I think it is. But in Sims, right, you can press on the mailbox and you can look at like neighborhood like stories or whatever, like basically gossip about what's going on in the neighborhood. And that way is the way that I got to know that like one of the first families that I made decided to have a child. I was like, what the fuck? I was basically like, why? To keep it in perspective, these people, like, in real life they would be like 50. And they had a baby. Anyways, the baby was a girl, and I named her Ruby, I believe. Because it matched the most with the names. I was between Diana and Ruby. Yes, I've been watching Anne with an E. Yes, it's from there. I got it. Leave me be. Doesn't matter. I like the old names. I've always liked the old names. I think that they're all just sound very fancy and formal. I've never like had a dislike to older names. Some Swedish names just sound really ugly. But like, a lot of them don't. A lot of them are fine. I guess it's just kind of the Swedish names because they have a special sound to them that just is not very good. But older names in general I don't have a problem with. I've always liked that. Like I've always been fancy for like Jonathan and stuff like that. You know, like longer names like that. Elizabeth. Not that I particularly I doubt that I'd ever like give my child a name like that. Just cause like times. But you know, I don't know. But I haven't had a problem with it. So obviously, since I care a lot for the show at the moment, this is still very new to me. I wanted to name it something, but I also wanted to fit in with the family. The family is very like stereotypical, very like not in like a bad sense, just like they're nothing unique. They're basic as family. And first I was like, you name it Anne, and then like maybe make her like a redhead, you know? Maybe they have their genetics, you know? Who knows? But at the same time I didn't feel like that would fit in really with the family. I don't really play with family anymore, but you know, sometimes you have to go back because apparently they do shit like this. That's cause for trouble. So, well, here we are. So I went back and I remember kind of what I thought of the family and how I wanted them to be. So I've just kind of upgraded them and made them less toxic. I had a very toxic mindset when I was younger, okay? It just accept it. I wasn't the brightest. It wasn't my fault. It was the people around me, really, but you know. So since the first time I fixed that household, they look a lot better and their characters are much well improved. But because of that, I felt like Anne didn't fit in with the family, and Ruby made more sense. Because their names are like look at this. I created this family, by the way, just for the jokes of these names. Their names are Jack, Mac, Zack, and Winnie. I don't know where Winnie came from, but well, they had a child, like that I didn't plan on. I didn't plan for them to have more than those 3 kids, but Sims, you know. So I didn't really get that choice. And now they disobeyed me again, so great. You know? My Sims characters just never listen to me. They do whatever the fuck they want. Honestly. But because of this, obviously I had to stay up a really long time. Not too long. It wasn't like horrendous hours, but I had to stay up so that like I could get like the birth certificate thingy, and I could name her. Because if you leave the game when they're pregnant, it's a high chance that like they will have the child when you're not there, and then the game will give the child an ugly name, and you can't change that name through like you can change it through sheets, I believe, but we don't do that here. So I just have to stay there and take care of her. So I kind of just let it run. I controlled some stuff, you know, made her talk to the neighbors a little bit and socialize, and I made the family like talk and like get to know each other more. Because obviously I haven't played for them in a really long time, so they don't really know one another. And back in the days, like I made their family and kind of just like took care of them. I didn't socialize in the way they do now. Like now I play kind of like a story, but I didn't do that when I was younger. So basically like they didn't know each other. They like even disliked one another, some of them. So that's what I was planning on doing yesterday with Sims. Was to like improve their relationship, but I can do that off stream instead. It's not the most fun. I don't know if people would enjoy seeing it, but it's basically just like them talking and like improving their relationship, you know. So when babies or infants update comes around, we're gonna age up Ruby, I think, as well. I think it would just make sense. I wish that like you can make your own like custom age, like for Sims, like when they age up, or something along those lines, because I want them to like age on their own. Like all of my Sims, I want them all to like age, you know, like in the same time and everything. But even like the long lifespan for me is very short. Like I want it to be longer. Like I want to actually like I actually enjoy the baby state, because that way you can like improve the relationship without like having to put an enormous amount of effort. It's always difficult for like children and toddlers to get on very well. I don't know why that's a problem, but I guess it kind of makes sense in real life too. A 10-year-old is not particularly interested in like a 3-year-old, you know, it makes sense. But because of that, I use the baby state to kind of just like improve their relationship before they age up, so they already have a good relationship with one another. Like I kind of enjoy that state. I enjoy the like when they're younger state a lot, almost a lot more. I just like the idea of like just taking care of them. I think it's enjoyable. And they're always like really short. I kind of get why, but at the same time I don't. Because I always love like toddlers, for example. I've always had a fascination for toddlers. We'll see if infants can take over that. Because every time that like my children becomes toddlers, suddenly they're my new favorite. You guys should go to my Instagram and look at all the photos that I posted of Aras. It's quite ridiculous. Like I'm definitely having favoritism here. It's pure favoritism. Just because it's really cute. Like they're adorable. It's easier to love cute things, okay? Sue me. God, I'm hungry too. I haven't eaten. Also, I don't know if it's because I'm sick. Like, mentally. Not like in a traumatic way. Just like, I'm not feeling that well. Emotionally, so to say. It's just one of those weeks, you know? It's okay. We don't need to make it a deal. I still don't really understand how they're spawning there. I always keep finding them here and I'm quite honestly very confused. I had a dream about a zombie apocalypse again. I have that particularly often. It's one that like erases my adrenaline a lot. I don't know why. I don't know where I got it from. Because usually it's because of something I've watched. But I don't know how and with an E can trigger that. Maybe it has to do with the whole like that's how Walking Dead looked and my mind just connected that. Or it was just one of those nights where I decided to be dramatic probably. Could be. Anyways, my mind really doesn't have any limits, so could be anything, honestly. Like I relate colors to people. So like if that's possible then anything can be possible. I'm trying to kind of hurry. Not like we're in stress, but it's a lot. And I would really like to start with the whole building thing. Remind me to never do this again, everybody. Just have to check something. Yeah, my like zombie dreams. I have a few of them. You'd be surprised. They're basically almost always the same. Like it's just about like trying to make sure everybody survives. I gotta say I was more badass in this stream. In this stream I actually fought. Usually I'm like trying to like save people instead. I'm the savior person in my stories. You know, like protecting the kids and their elderly or just other people in generally. But this time I fought back. I helped people too. but I thought that's fun. Character development. You know? Something new every day. I keep forgetting to remove the torches if they're too close. I keep forgetting it. We need to figure out the zombie deal over there, because I don't really know why it's like that. I don't know how they're spawning, so we're gonna have to figure that out. There we go. But yeah, so a baby got born. I named her Ruby. What was her name in the show? Ruby Gills? No, that was the other one, wasn't it? What was her name? I know that Diana was Barry. Of course. Everybody knows Gilbert. I'm in love with him. I think I told you guys that in my Instagram story. I just, like, one random day I was like, guys, look at him. It's not surprising. Okay, I need to tell you guys this. Because I saw, and with an E, like a video-ish. You know those, like, fan videos. Well, of the show, like, years ago. Must have been, like, when probably, like, it had stopped airing or something. I'm unsure. I don't know. The point is that I saw it, and back then I was just like, okay, so he's like the bad guy. I thought that Gilbert is like the male lead in the show. For the people that don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. And I thought that he was kind of like toxic masculinity, but like he fixes himself. That makes sense. You know, like he has character development and people like him now. I thought that's what it was. I really was really wrong. It was probably the way they clipped it that made it seem that way. Or I was just delusional. It could happen both ways. I don't know, but I really misinterpreted his character because he is nothing like that. He is very much the definition of a gentleman. He really is. He called her Miss the first time they met. I know that's more like, that's common. That's common. Kind of. A little bit. Back in the days. But still. You know what I'm saying? Like if you guys watch the show, you'll understand what I mean. Like he is, everybody loves him, I feel like. I feel like that's just a thing that goes on. Everybody just agrees that like everybody's kind of in love with Gilbert Blythe, and that's okay. You know, it's fine. We all love nice people. You know, like you can't like you can't have a character that's like so loudly like, you know, like the saying like written by a woman. You know, like you can't have a character that is like really a lot like that, and then have that person also be pretty. It's not like he's a model, but he's pretty. Like obviously everybody's gonna love him in one way or another. You know, it's just a matter of like how much and what type of love. But like everybody loves him. He's just great. He's awesome. I saw that like spoiler by the way, I guess. I saw that like Diana What Letter scene like once before the show. It was during the time where I was like, it came up on my Instagram and I started watching some edits. The edits weren't that bad. It was mostly like just showing their faces. It wasn't like exposing any stories or anything, so I wasn't too spoiled. I knew that they were gonna end up together. I knew that from like that edit that I saw years ago. I can't believe I waited that long to watch it. I feel like disappointed in myself that I didn't watch it earlier. I really should have. It deserved it. It's a very good slow burn. God. I don't know. I can never control the shovel. But yeah. I watched it. It was great. Awesome. So now I am sitting here like half broken a little bit, trying to like move on with my life. I usually get a pretty good attachment to shows, and when there's a show that like I wanted to see more of, it doesn't end very well. So I'm upset and hurt that they canceled the show, because it should have had like at least one more season. They literally, like, the main leads, you know, like the main couple basically, got together literally 5 minutes before it ended. Before the show ended. 5 minutes. Incredibly mean. God, like, everybody wanted to see more of them because they'd never really been together. It was like such a good like slow burn in that sense. I don't know if people know what slow burns means. It basically means that like the development of the relationship is very slow. That's basically what it means. And oh boy, it was. Yeah, it was. But like because of that, they only had like a few like kind of ish romantic interactions like every season until like the 3rd. That's like where like it some shit happened. That was because everybody like got old and actually got interested in people, I guess. Makes sense, like logically, why people got more interested. I don't know everybody's age because it's very different, right? Like it wasn't like, you know, they didn't have the same age is all I'm saying. You know, obviously. Where should I put the flower? Because I believe that like Gilbert was like 2 years older than Anne or something like that. Around that. It was really good though. That like Diana What Letter really like, wow, like it's up there with Titanic for me. That scene. Titanic has its moments where it's kind of like bloody hell. Like I would die for the characters in Titanic, to be honest. It's kind of one of those where like, wow. Especially because like the whole season 3 is just like watching them continuously misinterpret one another all the time, and like just things getting in the way. And then like when you finally get them to like know the truth, you're like, god damn, okay. Like it's so satisfying. It's so incredibly satisfying. Especially because, what was it? Okay, hold on. So it was, this is spoilers, real spoilers now, by the way. So Gilbert realized that he liked Anne, right? Like he loves her. So we went to her and very indirectly asked her about his future, might I add. Very cruel. What he should do when that's just not really her decision, and he put that on her. Toxic a little bit. Not toxic, just like dumb. But you know, it happened, whatever. And then, right, and he believes that she said that she didn't love him, while she didn't say that at all. She was just really fucking confused. Because this dude that she likes just threw out to her that he loves her, but he didn't say it. He just like hinted it. It was a good enough hint though, I agree, but still. It was very indirect. And then they have this thing of where like Anne believed that it was over. And then she was gonna try and tell him. And then she got to know that they were going to get engaged. And then she gave up. And then she was going to, because Gilbert didn't think that she loved him, right? So that's why he gave up on Anne. He does love her, by the way. I'm trying to explain it to the people that also haven't watched the show. Right? Okay, and then like... Wait, what happens then? Yeah, and then she writes a letter to him. That's like, I love you. And only if he had seen that, then like, he would have known, you know? He would have known and he would have chosen her. But no, he didn't see it. It's just, it wasn't like he didn't choose to read it. But it was a whole thing of like, the entire episode, they just kept hinting towards like, the letter moving around in the house. Until eventually, like, it got, like, broken on the, like, dirt outside. It had, like, fallen down and, like, caught on his shoe or something like that. Can't remember exactly. Something like that. Yeah, right? So then he didn't see that letter. But he wrote a letter then to Anne telling him her feelings because he felt like she should know. Like he would feel bad if he didn't tell her before everything. But then this is where like they were so cruel about it. They were so cruel because they wrote this letter, right? Like she wrote the letter, and then I was like, okay, she's not gonna see the letter. She's gonna miss it or something, or like accidentally break it. No, she sees it, and I was like, yes. She sees it. Read it now. And then she takes it up and tears it apart. And I'm like, how dumb could you possibly be? She couldn't have made the worst decision. And she realized it like 2 seconds after. And it was obviously too late by then. And then she decided to do some fucking puzzles with the pieces. And obviously misinterpret the whole thing as usual. Like, thank God that Diana, like, told Gilbert on the train. Cause, like, she saved their relationship. She should, like, get a medal or something. Cause, like, she saved that entire thing. If she didn't tell him, she could have just, like, yelled him out and not have mentioned, like, the letter that she wrote. He could have just said, like, she could have just said, like, it was a letter. And not have mentioned that, like, Anne told, like, him that she loves him in it. You know? And only because of that did he, like, go off the darn train and, like, find her. You know? Also, like, the most romantic thing ever. Dude just ran off the train. It was very, like... That was some endorphin. Or whatever. Like, serotonin was all around the place. When that whole entire scene. I feel like it was just building up to that. Everything. Obviously kind of what a slow burn is. But like the entire episode, I felt like after Gilbert left his letter that Anne then tore apart. I feel like that's when everything starts. The entire like build up to that scene starts. Of him saying his feelings and everything. Like slowly. It's not fully like in order. But then I'd say that like it's fully, the scene fully starts when Anne runs into Winifred. That's like where the scene starts. And that's where Anne gets to know. And then she tries to run after Gilbert. I don't know how she planned to do that. I guess take the next train. I suppose. I don't know where she thought he would be, but yeah. Well, who knows? She was ready for it though. She was ready. Respect. So she runs after him. Right? And then that bloody scene where Diana just sits down and just goes all out because she's tired of it. She's seen like how hurt Anne got and everything. Makes sense. She was just sick of it. And it was really cruel. Like, in any scenario, to like ask someone that cares about you to decide your future, it's really cruel to do that. Because that basically means that they have to either choose their entire life. At least back then it was. Because the question was basically like, marry me or I have a better future without marrying you. Which is really cruel. Like, obviously she'd want to get married to him. And like, you know, have a future with him. Makes sense, right? But like, she's also not dumb. So she definitely, like, of course she shows like his future. You know? Damn. So cruel. Because in those situations either like you can't even blame the other person. Or even put, not even like a blame, but just like put the choice in their hands. Because it was you at the end of the day that did it. Even though like you didn't really have a choice. You know? There's so many scenes like that in movies. Though it's not too common, but there are a lot of those scenes in movies. Where like the character just puts that on another person. And it's just ridiculous. Don't ever do that, people, by the way. People of real life. Don't ever put the pressure on the other person. Even if you don't even know if they like you. Don't do that. Because it's really mean in a lot of senses. You should act as if you know that they like you, even if you don't. Just like, you should choose your own future. You shouldn't like put that on someone else. It's just really mean to do so. You're gonna like, everything is gonna be in their hands. Even though technically it's not. You're kind of not giving them a choice. Like, if they're a good person, then obviously they will be selfish. And like, you know what I'm saying? Just like, of course they'll choose like a good future for someone that they love, right? Like, very, very likely that that's gonna be the choice. And then they're gonna have to like live with that for like the rest of their life. They're like, I said it. Damn, no, that would be some severe damage. God. Goodness. Especially with their story as well. It's like the biggest slow burn of all time. Imagine like all of those years leading up to nothing. God. How rude. I gotta say though, like, he also didn't ask her anything in that scene. When he, I don't know, like, the thing is, the scene is supposed to be him asking like if there's like a chance between them, but he doesn't say that at all. He doesn't say that at all. He just talks about opportunities and like what he should do, and it just sounds like a friend venting. And then Anne asked, you know, like, what's holding him back? And then he just says just one thing and looks at her. And like, obviously we get it. Everybody got it. Anne got it. But he didn't ask her anything, you know? She just yelled and just started ranting, and the sentences didn't even make sense. They were just like words put in together. They weren't like making any sentences. Like, I don't understand where he got the answer from. Because she didn't give anything. She was in shock. You know? Damn. Like, there wasn't an answer. There wasn't one. And he just assumed? Ah, man. Damn. At least he's guilty about it. Diana did call him out, which I feel very grateful for. She did like call out the like dumb ass shit that he did. Because he told his friend, right, Sebastian, afterwards, that like, what was it? He said that like, I asked her if there was a chance if between us, and he said basically no. That like she said basically no, something like that. And he didn't even say that. What? He didn't ask that. He didn't. It just went from him venting to hinting towards him being in love with Anne, and then Anne freaking out and being very overwhelmed, and then him leaving. Bloody hell. Communication really is key, isn't it? Honestly. It really seems to be that way. It really does. You heard it here first, folks. Communication is indeed the key. Also, we never... One that I think many people loved about his letter to her was that the entire time the character had never really like... He'd never really spoken about his feelings, you know? Like, he's always stood up for people and he has like shown who he is. But he's never been like, I feel. He's never said anything like that. So when he goes in there and he reads this letter, well, you know, like, we see a scene of him writing the letter and placing it, but he's reading it, you know, editing. And he says all those stuff that's not necessarily like insanely romantic, but it is, you know, never mind, it is. And he says all this shit. Everybody just dies. Because you have this person that people just inherently just thinks is attractive as a person. Like, whether that would be like romantically or just like an observation. Like, and then it goes and writes that letter. Like, people just died. Like, it caused an eruption in people's hearts. They just lost it. It really did. Like, my mouth is, you know, my jaw just fell in shock when I was listening to him reading the letter. I was like, huh? Goodness. It was so poetic. I remember that while I was watching the scene like the first time, my only comment was that I should probably marry a poet. That was my only goal. That was the only point that I ever said. Because I should probably marry a poet. Seems like a good decision. I get some good letters from them. It's true. It is true. But just someone that's like reads a lot. You should marry someone that reads. Shouldn't you? I feel like people that have a good connection with their imagination should like are a good catch most of the time. I don't know. I couldn't tell you. I don't promise anything. This is just an observation. It's the same energy with like a green flag is like a guy having sisters. It's kind of the same thing. Like a person reading is like kind of a green flag. Like it doesn't have to be necessarily just reading, but it could be like reading or like really liking like watching movies and shows, stuff like that. Just something that has to do with like stories and consuming a lot of it. I feel like that's a green flag, honestly. I feel like it would be really boring to like be extremely distant from your imagination. Like my imagination is working like 24/7, like speed 2000. Like that would be depressing to just have it be empty. That would just be sad. Very boring, to be honest. Yeah, so I'm trying to move on from the show at the moment. That's also kind of why I'm rambling with it. I'm just trying to move on. I want to get to a point where I can look at an edit of Gilbert Blythe and not just kind of combust in my heart. I'm working on that. I'm working on it. Now, when that happens, we don't know. Maybe it's just one of those characters where like you'll always love. It might be. You know how like movies and shows, like we always have that one character that everybody like just kind of likes. You know, like most people just really like that character. I can't really give a proper example, I suppose, because like I don't have good shows to give examples to. It's been a while since I've watched shows, might I add. I was a very big like show consumer. I switch a lot between like content that I watch. A lot, really. Like it goes from like not watching anything to like a lot of movies to binge watching. Like it really, I don't keep a theme. But like there's always that one character, and well, Give a Blight is one of those that like just, if you dislike him, then you're a red flag. You know? Who would be that in Friends? I'm thinking of Friends just as an example. Who would be that in Friends? I feel like Joey. He's kind of one of those where like, it doesn't mean that you necessarily would ever want to like date him or even like him romantically. But it's one of those where like, he's still really funny. Like he's enjoyable to be around. And he's like, he's kind of an idiot. He is an idiot. But he's kind. You know? I accept kind idiots. There's exactly one of those characters in one show. Wait, what show is that? Wait. It's exactly who I'm thinking of. Is it? It's, I think it's Pat from Bad Buddy. It's that Thailand show. Series. Right. I still don't really know the difference between a show and a series. Anyways. They have like the same personality where it's kind of like they don't think too much. Though Joey is stupid. Pat isn't stupid. But still, like they have that thing where like they don't really think a lot, but they're really kind. Like they're very genuine. Like Joey might not be the brightest one in the bunch, but like if someone went like crying to him, he would care. He would be kind about it. You know? Empathy is a good thing, everybody. It gives you bonus points if you're empathetic. It really does. It's so difficult to see where I placed everything. Look at that. We are improving. Bum, bum, bum. I don't know. I don't want to watch more shows, but I'm very stuck on Anne with an E right now. I'm emotionally stuck on it. I don't know if I'll ever move on. I will. It's the same, like I get very attached to shows when I do like them. Like emotionally attached. Like I look at edits and I cry. I'm very attached to it. Can we take a photo? You can take a photo. Oh. Oh, look how cute we are. Hello. Yeah. So it takes some time. It's just me of like reading people writing new scenes, watching edits, maybe reactions, depending on the show. It depends on the fandom and all its entirely. Like it really depends. Like today, reactions is very common. So shows that are dropped today have more reactions. People or shows that were dropped like years ago, like Anne with an E, don't really have that many reactions. You know? It's just the way it is. But it's really great, honestly. It's a really good slow burn. I usually don't like slow burns. My attention span is not that great for that. Like, Anne with an E has so many good, like, messages. Does that make sense? I'm tired of hearing Animal Crossing. just it has really good messages in it. Like the amount of like women rights that was in it. I know people apparently complain about that, which is sus, but it made me happy as as a woman myself. It made me happy. Watch it. It touched my heart a little bit. Because it was very, like, for the people that might not understand, maybe they're just not educated in history or don't really get it. I guess it's more likely that guys don't get it for obvious reasons. But it was very realistic in how people were repressed. Like how women were seen as just kind of a thing. And they treated it in such a good way. They really did. Like I really enjoyed it. I really did. Usually like I'm all for, you know, like the protesting and everything, but it felt really realistic. Obviously, like in real life, it probably would have been a lot more harsh, you know, potentially death, you know, happening. But honestly, it was great. All the things that they mentioned all the time. I do love the scene where just Anne gets her period. It was really funny. Like, I understand her point of view, but it was funny because she was like, she's gonna die. Even when she got to know that it was normal, she was still like, years? I'm gonna have it for years? Yeah, that's where she realized that being a woman is a struggle. It was quite hilarious. Also, how Matthew like had a heart attack and ran out of the kitchen. That was also really funny. Just stuff like that, minor stuff. Like they mention a lot of real problems without making that the entirety. Like women's rights weren't necessarily the center of the show. It just happens that Anne grew up without any judgment. Like nobody really raised her, did they? Like they just kept her alive. Nobody raised her. So like a person isn't born with judgment. We place judgment. Humans do. So like it makes sense that like her not having anybody raise her, she didn't have any judgment. And then it just kind of went hand in hand, didn't it? With like, of course the person isn't born with judgment and is very stubborn and has a strong will stand up for the people that people do judge. It makes sense. Like it just like everything together makes sense. You know, it just does. Why it did what it did. It was great. I never expected to be moved by scenes like that. Like, I've seen so many of those in, like, older movies. Like, it's a very common thing of, like, women realizing, like, they don't just want to be a wife and that's it. Which makes sense. Especially when women was allowed to go to school. That definitely started sparking interest. Of course. But you know, because of that, I usually don't really like, I don't get surprised, is all I'm saying. I like this song better though. I'm gonna listen to it again. Yeah. So, I don't usually get like emotional or anything in those kind of scenes. At least usually, depending on like how the show is. Like if it's been building up to that, then probably might, you know, awaken some feelings. But you know, And then he didn't do that. But it was just so realistic, and you had continuously throughout the entire show got like reminded of how people looked at women. It was just really insane to see. It felt very real. It's like when Gilbert went up and just tore the paper. Low-key shred a tear there. Really, like, it made me appreciate. Made me appreciate what we have today. It really does. I had like a bit of a life realization watching this show. Appreciating what we have. Because damn, people have been fighting hard for getting this. Good job. Good job to the people that fought. At least I'm used to placing snow now, so like the way I move and the way I do it is a lot quicker. I try to keep it organized so that we don't miss anything, because this is gonna be a bit of a mess if we do. That's why I'm doing like a layer by layer. It's more organized that way. There we go. Then we gotta do this too, to the trees. Place the snow on it. One step at a time. Oh. Okay. We're getting closer and closer. Yeah, it's not too much left. We do have quite a lot there, I suppose. And it's quite hard with the mountain and how to do it, but we'll figure it out. Look at the stars. How slow it is. I love it's just one tree in the middle there. I think it will look great after we're done with everything. I think it will look awesome. I wonder at what point will I be stopped with building. Like, when will I be stopped? I believe that at some point I'm going to like not play it as much, and then we'll come back to it and like start playing it all the time again. That's usually how it works. Like, I'm a lot more into Sims at the moment. It's also just because I'm in like an in-between phase here right now. Like, I'm just placing snow continuously and continuously collecting copper. Like, I can't really do much. And I still don't have a real good design on copper houses. And we need like 10 of them. You know? I'm working on it. How do we feel about spring ending? I'm fine. Like I can go a bit longer if we want to. But maybe I can try my best and go live during the week. I can't do it on Wednesday, but perhaps on Tuesday. I'm very busy on Wednesdays. So it's a bit difficult to do with them. But I can try and go live on Tuesday and do something. Just talk. Just, you know, keep you guys company throughout your days. What do we think? Should we? We've been placing some snow and we're gonna die if we continue. We need to like do it slowly, little by little, here and there. I do play snow myself as well on my free time. So it's not just like, I don't just do it during the stream. Don't worry. I'm continuously working on this as well. One day our struggle will be done. God. I gotta go fix these shovels. We need mending. This dude needs mending. Where are my mending books? I wonder. There we go. I don't know, what photo do we want? Do we want the photo that we took before? Do we want like this? This is not as fun though. We need fun photos. Doggy. Hello. Well, I think we'll take the other photo. It's fine. We don't need to give the dog food though. You're welcome. There we go. I think I'll stay here. I think I'll stay here because I'm continuously working on Stone Age all the time anyway, so it's unnecessary to go back. That's why we were here now. I just keep running back and forth and working on this. I'm gonna lose so much diamonds because of this. We also lost a lot of emeralds again. We need to work on the farm again to get some more emeralds. Maybe we can do that on Tuesday. Work on the farm. Play some snow. So we have here, so we can farm, play some snow. What more do we have? We need to go one of the missions as well. We haven't done that yet. We should try and do one of those soon. How about everybody go to my Instagram if you have Instagram. I guess I could put it on Twitter as well. I put it on Twitter and Instagram. Go to one of those, whichever you have, and hold on. And go and answer me. I will put on, I think it's kind of like a poll-ish. I don't know when I'll do it, but keep your eyes off, you know, like follow on whichever you're planning on voting on. And I'll write a poll on like 4 missions. If I find 4 missions. Maybe like 2 or 4 missions. And vote on which one you want us to do next. And when we have the time, we'll do it. I know finding an LA is one of them. Finding a brown panda is also one of those missions. What more? Can't remember. Can't remember. Well, we have more missions, that's for sure. But that's some of them, for example. So yeah. Make sure to answer those. There you go. Music. Bam, 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 bam. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. It was just a short stream today. I'm still not feeling fully here. I'm still feeling vibey. So, well, here's what we have. Thank you so much for joining, everybody that did. This vlog will be uploaded very soon, considering that the stream is very short. So the VOD should be up in maybe like an hour or two on my VOD channel. So make sure to go and follow me there and put notifications so you don't miss the premiere, because I premiere every VOD either the day that I stream or the day after, depending on how long the VOD is. If the VOD is quite long, then it will probably take like the day to load properly and everything. Because I don't want to like premiere it at like 1 AM. You know, I want it to be like in the middle of the day, so like you kind of have a chance wherever you are to watch it. At least catch a little bit of it. So that's what I think that we're gonna do. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. I'm gonna get started on everything. Also, I figured out how to hold on. How to make thumbnails. Obviously, they're not great because I've never done thumbnails before. Surprise. But I know like I can do them now. I just need to learn how to make the best ones. Like I have a place to use them and make them in. So I'm saying. It's a savior. Yeah, thank you so much for watching, everybody. If you need social media on the screen, you see the social media on the screen. If you don't, I'm going to read it out for you. On Twitch, of course, since the people live, and I'm live every Saturday and Sunday at 2 PM Swedish time. My Twitter is SAPIBAVODS DMs, and my Instagram is SAPIBAV_MH. I post photos on like my Sims and Minecraft and stuff like that every day on my Instagram. If I don't, then I fell asleep, but you'll get pictures, so almost every day. And make sure to follow me on either my Twitter or my Instagram, so you know if like I'm sick or something, like I was yesterday, or still am technically, or if I'm late or whatever is going on, you'll know there. And you also get like a heads up on like an hour before I start streaming, for example. So make sure to follow me on either one of those if you have it, of course. I have a main YouTube channel, so that's SAPIBA. Please subscribe to that one too if you're gonna subscribe to my VOD channel. That is just SAPIBAVODS. Because my VOD channel is literally taking over my main channel. Ridiculous. But it is. It's taking over. I need to get started on getting an editor, guys. Yeah. Thank you so much for watching. So we can see the show right now. The link to my Discord is there if you want to go join that and chat with people. Maybe you find someone that you connect with. Make sure to don't share your private like information, by the way, everybody. Like seriously, people need to be reminded that it's dangerous to do that. Like we already know too much of each other on the internet, and it's too easy to find information. You don't need to make it easier. Like if you can use another name that's not your real birth name, maybe don't tell your age. If you do tell your age to someone, maybe you've already done that, make sure you like not tell them everything. Like keep your private information private as much as possible. You know, I'm still like, I'm really bad at that myself sometimes, but just like try and keep a distance, you know? Okay? I'll be back soon and hopefully I'll be able to stream on Tuesday. I can't promise anything, but I can try and promise you guys that I'll tell you on Tuesday if I can or not, instead of just like being quiet. I'll tell you. And otherwise, we'll see each other in about a week if I'm not coming to join you on Tuesday. But don't worry, I'll be back soon enough, so it's okay. Just take care of yourself, eat, sleep, and drink and everything. Make sure to just take care of yourself, okay? Happiness should always be the goal, so make sure that you're happy, okay? I'm gonna go now. Okay, you can listen to the song until it's ending and then I'll leave. Okay? Have fun! Bye bye everybody!